If you remember, a few weeks back, we lowered this OSB, and I can't even remember the year right now, but it was a little too low in the back, so we're going to raise it just a bit, and we're going to do that by either putting the factory shackles right there back in it, or we may drill new holes in the aftermarket shackles to get that up in the back a little bit. And apparently it's rubbed a hole in the brake line or something like that. I'm not sure what we're getting into there. I've not had one to do that yet, but and what year was this thing? A 1292, so a 93. Let's see if he's got any brake pedal. He said he, uh-oh, got my finger in the way again. Said he ruptured a brake line or something. Well, he's got brakes. His battery light's on. And his brake light is on. So evidently he didn't lose all his fluid. I wonder why that battery light's on. I guess he's aware of that. All right, so we'll get to it. Okay, we've got this thing up in the air. Looks like what happened is, it's not that the thing's sitting so low that it rubbed the brake line, because that brake line, rubber brake line, is not touching anywhere, but it looks like right there the brake line has rubbed itself against the edge of the differential cover and cut itself. So I'm sure what happened is it was banging against that exhaust. So yeah, that is a result of being low. I should have foreseen that, but I didn't. So we've got a cut brake line. That's my fault. I'll take the blame for that. And yeah, it does look like the differential is hitting that cross member up there. The bed frame, we might have to cut that out just a little bit. So we hadn't, this one was so low. And that exhaust there usually is not there. On the Silverados, the exhaust usually just runs single over the differential there out the side. This one's been converted to dual exhaust with a Y pipe there, and we're not used to seeing that. So I have to redo that a little bit, but we are going to, well, I think we're going to probably put the factory shackles back in it. I was thinking about just re-drilling a hole right there in the new shackle, but I don't think that's going to move it enough. I think we're going to put that factory shackle back in there and just see where she sits. All right, so we got our work cut out for us. Change those shackles, fix that brake line, kind of remove that in a different position too, where it won't get cut again. Of course, if it should not rub again like that if we're going to raise it. So see if I can show you. It may put it up too high, I don't know. Just kind of trial and error on this stuff, but you can see that, okay, we put this old shackle back in there. You can see the difference in the height there. It's probably what it's going to take to get it out of that danger zone. Well, I got the brake line off of there, and it did essentially cut it right in half. Yep. So I could ferrule that back together, but I think what I'll do is I'll just go get a whole new line. That'd be the best, most efficient, safest thing to do. So we got our new line on. I just went down to local place we use and just bought a new line with new ends on it. And the one end, it was a little too long, so I had to cut and reflare. But I've bent it into a little different shape so that it doesn't hit that exhaust anymore. So it's just always an adventure around here. I got all the new line on there, trying to bleed the brakes, can't get any fluid back here. So what has happened is that proportioning valve on this thing's designed to stop the fluid flow to the rear or to the front, depending on if you blow a line in the rear or blow the line in the front. The valve in there will move either way and block the flow, so you've still got brake pressure, and that's what's happened. So that valve, I guess I had to pull I've not had to do this yet, but I guess you'll have to pull the switch out and take a paper clip or something and move that valve back into the proper position. And that answers some questions on some problems that we've had in the past that I didn't understand, but now I am coming to understand. So I have to do that before we can get finished. Okay, so we got the factory shackles on the back. It definitely set it higher. We'll see what it looks like when we get it out of here. We had to take the switch out of that proportioning valve to get it unstuck or untripped. Yeah, that absolutely looks good. I'm glad that we were able to get the truck back and just kind of go back over a few things for him. Yeah, it maybe raised it an inch. Yeah, that should be plenty of clearance. Absolutely plenty of clearance there. Yeah, I just told him I would do a follow-up film on it. So there it is. All right, so we got this thing wrapped up. Probably raised the back about 1.5 inches with the putting those factory shackles back on it. If you're going to do this, use this lowering kit, then the front spindle drop and the lowering spring works well in the front. It puts it exactly where it needs to be. In my opinion, the axle flip is enough in the back. The lowering shackles put it too low. And it shouldn't hit the bed. I didn't really want to cut the bed braces for that differential. That would just weaken the structural integrity of that. So with getting that up about 1.5 inches like that, shouldn't have to cut into the bed at all. Is to keep the exhaust away from the brake lines. And that's the first time we had done the axle flip and the lowering shackle, and it just puts it too low, in my opinion. If you like it that low, then you're going to be cutting into the bed I mean, we've already notched the frame on this one. So anyway, there she is. I wanted to do more of a test drive on it when we got done, but it's raining today. Really don't want to get it out and get it all nasty. So there she is.